Today I'm going to share with you how I do my no makeup look. First, I like to start out by taking some of my Luminous Primer and a little bit of my CC Cream and mixing them together on the back of my hand. By doing it this way, it looks as if I've just got skin instead of makeup sitting on top of my face. I'm going to apply it with my foundation brush. You can use fingers to apply or sponges, however you like to do it. I'm going to use my foundation brush to spread mine around, and then typically what I'll do is use a damp beauty blender to blend everything out. I decided to make this makeup video in real time, and that way you know exactly how long it took to achieve this look. My name's Camille. I'm a makeup enthusiast for my entire life, and when I reached my 50s, I realized that my skin had really started to change after going through menopause. So I started making videos for women over on TikTok about almost a year and a half ago, figuring that other women were probably having similar issues. Needless to say, I've got over 100,000 follows over there, so people are all having issues. If you're having a specific problem, you can put it in the comments. I'm happy to try to help if I can. So there's both sides of my face done now, and everything's blended. One of my favorite matte liquid lipsticks is Wild Orchid, but I want it to be glossy, so I'm going to add a little bit of Vaseline to turn it into a glossy lip color. And that way I don't have to buy the matte and the gloss. As I said, I'm new to YouTube, but I will try to remember to put the product list in the description in case you're interested. This is my terracotta powder. I call it bronzer because it's really more of a bronzer than anything. And I especially like it in the warmer months because it adds some warmth to my face as well as some much needed color because I don't go out in the sun much, and when I do, I have sunscreen on, so I'm pretty pale. To get a natural kind of I've been out in the sunshine look, I like to sweep it right over my nose, on top of my cheeks, around my face, and that way I look as if I'm a little bit more natural than if I just put it on my cheeks. And as long as I do this lightly, I can actually use this as an eyeshadow as well, and I really just use that big brush and use it just like I'm showing. I'm really kind of a lazy makeup person, so using a giant brush like this, if it works for you, do it. And the important thing with bronzer is make sure you work off the excess on your wrist before you take it to your face, and that way you're not left with a giant blob of kind of shimmering color. I like this one compared to some others that I've tried because it doesn't have very much shimmer in it, because I really don't want a bunch of shimmer highlighting my pores and wrinkles. I'm going to do a simple brow with my brow powder by Ellisee. And I'm just using an eyeshadow brush. If you use an eyeshadow brush, it seems to do a better job than those little pencils because it disperses the color and makes it look a lot more natural rather than just two big dark slicks on your face. Had you seen my initial videos on eyebrows, they have really come a long way, and I've learned a lot of little tips and tricks to make them look more natural. Some people just have those beautiful thick brows and they can get away with those little tiny pencils, but I can't. So once I've got these filled in, I'm just going to take a brow mascara. Sometimes they're called brow gels. And I'm just going to lightly go over any brow hairs that I have to try and pull those out and make my eyebrow look like it's really more realistic. If you're new to using eyebrow mascaras, you want to take all that product off of the little wand before you go to your eyebrow so you don't have a big blob on your face. I usually just rub the excess off on the back of my hand before I take it to my face, and that way it's not too much. You can always add more, but it's hard to take away. And then I'm going to go back in with a little bit of that Luminous Primer mixed with my CC Cream, and I'm going to highlight just right underneath the arch of my brow and swoop it outward. And this kind of cleans everything up and makes it look a little bit more tidy. Now, if you're naturally blessed with nice brows, you can do this to just kind of clean up any sort of stray hairs and make things look a little brighter there. And by putting it under your arch, it's actually going to give you a little bit of a lifted look as well. I realize that I am battling an uphill battle trying to keep things lifted, but I refuse to give up. I refuse to just go quietly away and never try to look my best again. In fact, I just refuse to go quietly away. I think I'd much rather go out with a splash. By the way, I'm wearing a towel in this video all the way through. I'm just waiting for my clothes to dry, so if you were thinking I was sitting here naked, nope. Once again, thanks for hanging out with me. Make sure your notifications are on if you're following, and I'll see you next time. Bye.